was a day Mississippi will never forget. From the earliest hours, the atmosphere felt charged, heavy with anticipation and unease. Residents woke to weather alerts and a sky that seemed to warn of what was coming. It was a day that would test the spirit and resolve of entire communities. A massive storm system unleashed powerful tornadoes across the state, far beyond a typical spring storm. The sheer scale and intensity of the outbreak caught even seasoned meteorologists off guard. As multiple tornadoes formed in rapid succession, some tracking dangerously close to towns and cities. The National Weather Service issued 4 tornado emergencies, an unprecedented event, signaling extreme danger for populated areas. These alerts, reserved for only the most life-threatening situations, sent a clear message. Take shelter immediately. Lives are at risk. One tornado, a long-track EF3, stayed on the ground for over 66 miles, with winds reaching 136 mph and a width of more than a mile. Its path cut through fields, forests, and neighborhoods, leaving a trail of destruction that stretched across multiple counties. Entire neighborhoods were devastated, the landscape forever changed. Homes that had stood for generations were reduced to piles of splintered wood and twisted metal. Streets once filled with laughter and life were now unrecognizable, blanketed in debris. Families spent hours in shelters, listening to the roar of the wind, a sound many describe as a freight train. For some, it was the longest night of their lives, filled with fear and uncertainty as they waited for the danger to pass. The storms moved quickly, leaving little time to react and causing widespread destruction. In a matter of minutes, entire communities were transformed, with power lines downed and roads blocked by fallen trees and debris. Constant alerts from their weather experts saved lives, but the damage was unavoidable. Local news stations and emergency services worked tirelessly to keep residents informed, urging everyone to stay vigilant as the storms continued to threaten new areas. This outbreak stands as one of the most significant in Mississippi's recent history. The scale of destruction spanned rural communities and urban centers alike, leaving a mark that will not soon be forgotten. The number of tornado emergencies issued was the highest since 2023. Meteorologists and emergency officials called it a historic event, one that will be studied for years to come as an example of nature's unpredictable fury. It's a stark reminder of how quickly spring weather can turn violent in the South. In just a few hours, calm skies gave way to chaos, and the true power of nature was on full display. The scars left behind are both physical and emotional. Families sifted through the wreckage, searching for cherished memories and comforting one another in the aftermath. The sense of loss was overwhelming, but so too was the outpouring of support from neighbors and strangers alike. Now, communities face the long road to recovery. Volunteers, first responders, and residents have come together, determined to rebuild what was lost. The process will take months, even years, but the spirit of Mississippi remains unbroken. The memory of that terrifying day will linger for years. Survivors will carry the stories of courage, loss, and resilience, passing them down to future generations as a reminder of what they endured. Mississippi's resilience will be tested as the rebuilding begins, but the determination to recover and move forward is stronger than ever. In the face of devastation, hope and unity shine through, lighting the path toward a new beginning. The EF3 tornado's path brought devastation to Brookhaven and Monticello. Generations-old homes were reduced to rubble, and familiar landmarks vanished. In Lincoln County alone, about 200 homes were damaged or destroyed. The tornado's mile-wide funnel engulfed entire communities, leaving little untouched. Residents emerged to a world unrecognizable in minutes. In Lawrence County, near Monticello, the destruction continued. Dozens more homes lost. The tornado's scar was visible from the air, cutting through the green Mississippi landscape. Cars were tossed, roofs ripped away, and belongings scattered for miles. Brookhaven, Bogue Chitto, and Monticello now share a tragic chapter in Mississippi's history. The focus, now, cleaning up and finding the strength to start over. The true tragedy of these tornadoes is measured not just in the numbers, but in the lives forever changed and the families left to pick up the pieces. In the aftermath, the pain is raw and visible, grief etched on faces, uncertainty clouding the future. For many, the storm took more than just possessions. It took away a sense of safety and the comfort of home. Fatalities were confirmed, and at least 17 people were injured across several counties. Emergency responders worked tirelessly through the chaos, searching for survivors and providing urgent medical care. Their efforts, often under dangerous conditions, saved lives and brought hope to those trapped or injured. Mobile homes and RVs, especially vulnerable to tornadoes, were obliterated, leaving many with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Families who once had a place to call home now face the daunting task of rebuilding from scratch, their memories scattered among the debris. In places, like Brookhaven and Monticello, entire communities lost homes and possessions in moments. Streets once filled with laughter and daily routines are now lined with debris, and neighborhoods have been transformed into fields of ruin. Hundreds of homes were damaged in Lamar, Forest, Lincoln, Marion, and Wilkinson counties. The destruction stretches for miles, affecting families from all walks of life, young and old, rich and poor. No one was spared from the storm's wrath. Each number represents a family facing unimaginable loss. Behind every statistic is a story, a mother comforting her children, a father searching for keepsakes, a community mourning together. Communities are rallying together, shelters have opened, and neighbors are helping neighbors. Volunteers are distributing food, clothing, and supplies, offering a lifeline to those who have lost everything. Acts of kindness, both big and small, are helping to restore hope. Governor Tate Reeves is coordinating the state's response, working closely with local officials and emergency management teams to ensure resources reach those in need. The government's swift action is crucial in these first days of recovery. The focus now is on people, searching for keepsakes, sharing meals, and offering comfort. In shelters and community centers, families gather to support one another, drawing strength from shared experience and compassion. Physical scars will heal, but emotional wounds will take much longer. The trauma of loss and the fear of future storms linger, especially for children and the elderly. The resilience of Mississippi's people shines as they support each other. Neighbors are clearing debris, rebuilding homes, and offering a shoulder to lean on. Their determination is a testament to the human spirit. Recovery will be slow, but hope endures. Each sunrise brings new challenges, but also new opportunities to rebuild and heal. Together, they begin the long process of healing, one day, one act of kindness, and one step at a time. The same powerful storm system that recently devastated communities across Mississippi, leaving behind a trail of destruction and heartbreak, is now on the move again. Today this system is threatening Florida, Georgia, and Alabama with a new round of severe weather, bringing the potential for dangerous conditions to millions of people across the Southeast. Residents in these states are bracing for the possibility of damaging winds, isolated tornadoes, and sudden changes in weather. Families are keeping a close eye on forecasts, and many are making last-minute preparations to stay safe. The most dangerous period is expected to hit around lunchtime and continue into the early afternoon, when the atmosphere will be most unstable and storms could intensify rapidly. These storms are moving quickly, which means there will be less time to react if warnings are issued. Cities like Atlanta, Montgomery, and Tallahassee are especially at risk, so it's crucial to stay alert and have a way to receive emergency notifications. Strong, gusty winds could easily knock down trees and power lines, leading to widespread power outages and making travel extremely hazardous. Drivers should use extra caution, especially if roads become blocked or flooded. Brief tornadoes are possible anywhere in the region today. Even a short-lived tornado can cause significant damage, so take every warning seriously and seek shelter immediately if one is issued. Make sure you have a safety plan in place and know exactly where to go if a tornado warning is issued. Practicing a tornado drill with your family and preparing an emergency kit can make a big difference in a crisis. In addition to the threat of tornadoes and high winds, heavy rain is already causing flooding in some areas. Flash floods have been reported in parts of Alabama and Mississippi, making some roads impassable and putting additional communities at risk. The good news is that the threat should gradually diminish by evening as the atmosphere stabilizes and storms move out, allowing for calmer conditions to return. Until then, stay weather aware, keep your devices charged, and remain connected to local updates and emergency alerts throughout the day to keep yourself and your loved ones safe. As storms weaken in the southeast, attention shifts to the central and southern plains. Tornado Alley. Storms began Friday in Oklahoma and Missouri, bringing hail and gusty winds. Today, the severe threat is lower, but but isolated storms with large hail are still possible in Oklahoma and Kansas. The weather pattern is unusual, making widespread outbreaks less likely this weekend. Still, residents in Oklahoma City and Wichita should stay alert. Sunday looks quieter, but forecasters are watching for a new system early next week. Now is the time to review safety plans and check emergency kits. Preparation during calm periods can make all the difference when storms return. Why has May's weather been so unpredictable? The answer lies in the jet stream. This year the jet stream is dipping unusually far south, driven by a large low-pressure system over the Great Lakes. This shift brings cold air from Canada deep into the U.S., clashing with warm, moist Gulf air. The result? Explosive storms, wild temperature swings, and unpredictable patterns. The instability fueled the devastating Mississippi tornado outbreak. Forecasters are challenged by this chaotic setup. It's a reminder that spring weather can change rapidly and dangerously. Staying alert is crucial as these patterns continue. Snow in May surprised many, especially in Colorado's lower elevations. The jet stream's dip allowed cold air to spill south, turning spring rain into snow. This cold snap spread east, dropping temperatures across the Midwest and Ohio Valley. Cities expecting spring warmth face chilly days in the 40s and 50s. The clash of cold northern air and warm Gulf air is fueling severe storms. This pattern will linger, keeping temperatures below average into next week. The ongoing cold is a key ingredient in the nation's severe weather threat. Next week's forecast remains active and uncertain. A new storm system may develop over the southern Rockies, pulling Gulf moisture north and setting up severe weather in the southern plains by Tuesday. Some models suggest a high-pressure ridge could briefly suppress storms from May 12 to 17, offering a short break. But most forecasts point to a return of severe weather later in May, especially from the 18th to the 23rd. The jet stream is expected to shift back to a west-to-east flow, favoring organized outbreaks. May is still peak severe weather season. Don't let your guard down. With over 600 tornadoes already reported this year, vigilance is essential. Stay informed and be ready to act if storms threaten your area. Spring storms can be life-altering. Preparation is key. Have multiple ways to receive weather warnings: apps, NOAA radios, and local media. When a warning is issued, act immediately. Seconds matter. Every family needs a safety plan. Know your safest shelter, especially if you live in a mobile home or RV. Keep an emergency kit with essentials and important documents ready. After a storm, supplies may be scarce. Plan ahead. Support your neighbors and community. Recovery is a team effort. The severe weather threat will continue, especially in Tornado Alley in the Midwest. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay safe. Together,